This video is just for the 4 of you, and only the 4 of you. You can share it with Joe if you want, but hear me out first. If you guys don't know anything that he has done or is doing about me, and what he's doing right now about what I've presented, just hold off a minute and at least watch this, and when you're done, talk amongst the 4 of yourself before you decide to do anything and show Joe. And I mean, like, if you actually know, like, not if he's like, oh yeah, I'm talking to so-and-so, or I'm talking to the lawyer, whoever she is, is she affiliated with UWUA? Like, do other people other than him and this lawyer know? Or is that lawyer the only lawyer he's talking to? Or is he just telling you guys that? Have you seen him talk to anybody, do anything, whatever? Because I know all the other stuff you guys have no knowledge of as far as I know. And as far as everything I've uncovered, I've never had an issue with you guys. And I know he keeps us all in the dark on everything. I just told you all that. I hope this all happens to you guys. Like, I can't be a bad person. I can't let things happen to people that didn't know or weren't involved. Or I just want people held accountable that are actually doing the wrongs. Now, I say all the time, it's been 860 days. I still learn stuff every single day off, like, stuff that I've had for years, that I've looked at 100 times. Like, I still figure stuff out. So I say to National Grid, like, stop. The longer you do this to me, I'm going to find out more and more. You're going to drive me to find out more, because I'm not just going to go away. I got nothing to lose. Like, I have nothing. All right, I'll stop ranting. So I'm telling you right now, I can prove I could have proven it before, just off of what I said and everything in the videos and what I had. But what I just found out over my 48 hours of looking at everything, I can prove without a doubt that Joe colluded with the company the entire time. Everything that happened to me, leading up to them trying to fire me, but me dodging everything, I can absolutely prove it the whole time, even up until I talked to him in like November, December, like just like a year ago. Or no, it was in the spring. It was in the spring while I was out. My last day wasn't officially until March 1st, 2024. It was in like February or March. And he was like, you'd be untouchable if you came back here. You still got a job. They wouldn't touch you. And I knew it even when he was just saying that. I was like, this motherfucker, he's just with them. They want him. This is him talking, trying to get me to come back like I'm untouchable, and they're gonna fucking get me. Can't get me if I'm not there. Now, for anybody that doubts me, and I feel like National Grid doesn't doubt me anymore, they just want me to go away. But I feel like a lot of people doubt me, just like I'm a high school dropout, I'm a nobody. Like, this is not fake. I had my deposition last week, and I have to calculate my hours. They wanted to know, my hours of time spent on the case. I laughed when he said it, because I told him, I was like, I will try to go for attorney fees. I'll leave it up to, this case law where pro se's have got it. And, I'll leave up to the judge, like, what the judge thinks. And they were like, all right, calculate, you have your hours? I was like, I have them all logged. I've just never added them up. But I'm like, you're going to think it's ridiculous. It's going to be like 7,000 hours over the past 850, 60 days. I calculated my hours the first time ever. In the past 860 days, 17,311 hours. I mean, I guess I should have known. I don't sleep. I sleep for maybe 3 hours a night. Sometimes there's a couple days where I don't sleep at all. I don't do anything on my phone or anything at all other than work on this, learn the law, study, case law, research, like every week forever. That's what it is. 16 hours of screen time on that one daily. And even when it says like TikTok or Messenger, that's like, or any of the social, like, even when I'm on those things, I'm doing something. It's just another way to like look up groups and law and everything else. It's all I do. That's whatever that week is. The next week, 17 hours. Last week, 19 hours a day. I mean, just this past month alone, I've put in like 600 hours. And it's what I have to do. I have nothing if I don't get this everything out into the world, and I'm just getting blocked by everybody. So not only is the grid in bed with the union, which I always knew, but so they were in bed with the union, and I got fucked. Then when I went to the MCAD, they had the MCAD in their pocket, and I got fucked. Then I went to the federal court, and I had to fight like hell, getting fucked in there left and right. Now we're in the Superior Court, and they're fucking got some judge brought in that's fucking denying everything, and I'm getting fucked. Because that's the only way they can attempt to get me to go away or beat me. I can talk circles around anybody and any lawyer about this type of stuff. It's all I've done, and I've never done anything wrong. So now, what really got my wheels spinning this morning, I'm like, because I'm just thinking to myself, like, everything that's happened to you has been the most ridiculous thing, like, that ever could have happened. Like, in numerous scenarios, like, in 30 different scenarios, all unbelievable situations, like, literally unbelievable, where you'd think, he's nuts. Now, with this whole settlement thing with the union, I'm like, they have to do it. Like, it's a no-brainer. Absolute no-brainer. And I'm like, and this isn't National Grid. This is the union. Like, our little union, who, like, will have no money after a month of going to court. Like, so they have no choice. But then, this morning I was thinking, and I'm like, wait a minute. You know, this is the craziest, thing ever. Everything that happens to you is the craziest thing ever. It's always the most unexpected thing ever, whatever happens in any situation. I go, so could it really be that I wouldn't be surprised? And once it went in my head, I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if the union, because Joe's probably running and probably talking to them right now. He's not talking to the lawyers, he's talking to the company. Going, now he's coming after us. What are we going to do? Because he was in these meetings and he knows what went on in the March 3rd meeting. At the DML, he's like, oh, I'm going to consider this a third step grievance. I even said it right in it. Yeah, that's what he said to me back in February, Joe. Like, so shut up. Stop talking for me. Like, you didn't do anything then. Now here we are for a DML. And then even that. He wanted to say, put the pay for time work issue aside. As far as I go, I wasn't never on paid for time work, because Jamie said at the beginning of the meeting, if you have one more absence under paid for time work, you'll be terminated. And Joe was trying to push that aside and just focus on the DML. And even Jamie was like, did real fast that beginning termination under paid for time work. And then when they had their super secret meeting before they let me do my grievance. And then when I went out of work and I went to the MCAD and I filed, once they received that I filed with the MCAD, they got the complaint. They removed the DML, claiming some of my absences may or may not have been due to a disability. But they kept me on paid for time work because they were going to fire my ass. That's when I came back in that September. After they held me out again, I was only back for a week. And I had to dodge them like fucking bullets because they were trying to fucking fire my ass. So, like, So, when Joe Arcudi left the chat, Joe Arcudi was leaving the chat for Joe Arcudi. He didn't do anything wrong. He's got nothing to run and hide about. So if you guys don't know the conversations that are going on, it's not legit what's going on. I guarantee you don't. Because that's what's happening. I guarantee you he's going to the company. And the company would no doubt, they want the union in their pocket. It's what they've always had. It's why they get whatever they want. So I'm like, no, they're not going to settle with me because fucking National Grid's going to fucking pay for them and all their attorney fees to fucking drag it out, at the very least, because no one's winning, just to drag it out. So I was like, they're not gonna fucking settle at all. That's what's going on. I guarantee you, I'm not a crazy person. This is all I've done. That 17,000 hours, what did it say at the bottom? It was equivalent to like 9 to 12 years of like working 40 hours a week. Like, I know this shit like the back of my hand, and I've researched into everything that's happened like the back of my hand, and I have it all. Like, you wouldn't believe how much I have. I've given on my kids' lives, on everything that I have, I will not tell a lie to you guys. Well, I won't. I haven't told a lie throughout this whole thing. I emailed the board of directors back in August. All of them. Every single one of them. Like, along with a bunch of other people. I think it was like, maybe the first email I didn't include Carl and Ryan on. They weren't happy. I heard about it from opposing counsel, but I said, oh, well, thank you for letting me know that they are fully aware of this behavior and condone this behavior. I don't care. They said, cease and desist your emails. I said, no. I said, I'm protected under whistleblower rights. Like, what is wrong with you? I go, I'll keep doing what I need to do. So I guarantee you, at the very least, not all 4 of you know about it. Maybe even if one of you knows about it, like, you still, like, just end it now. Like, I'm never going away. I can't have anything ever again in my life unless I finish this. So, like, I have to, no matter how long it takes, no matter what it is, like, I'll lose my house. Like, this is still going to go on. Like, I can't, and I can prove everything. It's just a matter of getting through everybody and everything until, like, I reach, like, I'm probably going to end up having to reach out to the president eventually. Like, been everywhere. So, if one of you does know about this, which I don't think any of you do, I think Joe keeps this shit all to himself. Don't go, you have no duty to run and tell Joe about this. You have the duty to protect the union, you guys. And if he's out talking to the company, I'm gonna find out. I promise. I promise I'm gonna find out, and soon. And I'm just gonna find that out. I don't need that. I know he's doing it, and I know what's happened. So I'll tell you right now, I have nothing on anybody except for Joe, because he's the only one. It's the other thing. It's like, if one of you was involved, I feel like I'd know, right? Now, so there's nothing. Oh, the only thing I have, Boyle, the email that was sent to you by Melanie Minoche, denying my Small Necessities Act, and then you did email it to me. Like, I don't use that email, but you emailed it to me, and I was irritated. I was like, why wouldn't they call me? But, like, do it. And you sent it, like, the day after she had already sent it. But, like, before all this shit, I never checked my company email, ever. And if I did, it's like, whatever. That's a nothing thing. I mean, it's bullshit. It's bullshit that the company didn't tell me, like, before I came back or anything. Like, that wasn't, like, on you. And why, for that one perfect scenario, was it you that received the email where Joe just happened to be out somewhere? I don't know what he was out for. Unless that was when his dad died, or someone died. That would be the only way it wouldn't be ironic. If he was out for that. But probably, I don't know what the case was. And then the other odd scenario, so I got nothing on any of you, just so you know. So if one of you does know about it, just act like you don't, because I have nothing. And none of you were at the meetings. None of you were at the deal, like anything it was all just Joe. And then you guys did the right thing, where after I had to request so many times for that meeting, the Article 15 hearing, one, where did Joe go for that one? I wonder why. Again, I don't care what it was, probably some bullshit excuse, made it up, whatever, how ironic. Because who was it with? Melanie Minoche was there, right? And Melanie, and Jamie sat there in the March 3rd meeting earlier that year, 3 months before the DML, and nobody knows about that. Well, how many of you were in there with me? It was what? Me? You, Kevin? Alzy? Betty, you weren't there. And you were in there too, Boyle. You were the one that did, like, all the talking and everything. I don't know how. I almost just forgot your name. But none of you guys did anything. You guys did everything that you were supposed to do. You acknowledged it was the weirdest fucking meeting ever when we left. It was the weirdest fucking meeting. It's been the weirdest, everything that's happened to me has been the weirdest fucking thing. It was the weirdest fucking thing that Joe wasn't there. Everything's weird. And everything revolves around Joe and the fucking company. It's not just Joe. They've been in bed with everybody. They had the director of MCAD, of ADR, mediation, telling me that it's me that's the problem. And, I wouldn't even get anything. And if I filed a civil action for this, what? What county are you in? He said to me. I was like, I'm in Norfolk County. He was like, maybe you get something in Suffolk County Superior Court. Norfolk County, I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, I'm not a fucking idiot. Fucking county me. We talked before. You guys are cool. You guys asked if I wanted, you guys to represent me. I said no, I'll represent myself. You guys, you did the exact proper, the way it's supposed to go. And even if I did want you to represent me, you guys were all there. There was a whole group of us. What the fuck is Joe doing in a meeting with Melanie, Minoche, and Jamie and then disappearing on all the other meetings? So, there's nothing, if I'm telling you right now, if one of you knows anything or even a little bit, like, I don't know anything about that. And I don't care. I don't need that. I know what Joe has done. And I don't need to prove that, like, the company would pay, like, I know that sounds crazy, that the company would secretly, like, pay the union to delay anything that I file. Like, just ride it out. Because, like, it would take a year. Even with a clear-cut case, it would take a year to just go through the proceedings. Like Ogletree. They've spent over $1 million fighting me so far. They've paid Ogletree, I just found that out, over $1 million so far fighting me. And guess what? Why isn't Joe talking about what happened on the March 3rd meeting? Has he told any of you guys what happened at the March 3rd meeting? Probably not. I just told you, him continuing to not tell, it's just making it more negligent and egregious. So, why wouldn't you be telling me? Like, immediately. Like, even the mistakes happened. Or even if you did, they weren't even mistakes. Like, now's the time where it's like, stop and do the right thing. But he's not telling me still. No attorney representing a union or a union member, no, not a union member, union elites, or brass, no attorney would say, attorney would be like, get something to him right now about that March 3rd meeting. Like, you're still not telling him? Guarantee you. I've worked on this shit for 17,000 hours in the past 850 days. I guarantee no attorney would say, don't talk about the March 3rd meeting. Especially an attorney that's representing the union, because that's now an attorney representing a union telling somebody to violate labor laws. Right? Do you agree? Can we all agree on that? So, because he's talking to the fucking company and their fucking lawyer. I mean, there's people that know about, like, people know me everywhere. In every court. And then everybody at National Grid, from anybody from once you get up to general counsel, the whole board of directors, like, it's unbelievable. So, he hasn't told me. He's not talking to anybody that's representing the union, because that's not representing the union. No lawyer would tell you to do that. So if none of you know what's going on, you can I don't care if you share this with Joe, but sit down with the four of you and talk about it before you do, or even before you share it with him. If you guys are in the dark, or you're just hearing his words, you're not seeing who he's talking to. He's just saying, oh yeah, I'm handling it with so-and-so. Like, one of you needs to make a phone call to, like, someone else at the national or whatever, or an actual attorney, or verify who he is actually speaking with. Put him on the spot. Like, I don't know. But Oh, man, it's just fucking crazy. And I wasn't, this is all, I was just doing my own thing. And all I asked, I just reached out for help, and then I got irritated that all I wanted was like everybody to give, not even everybody, like half the guys maybe just throw me $5. And no. And then even once I came out with my pissed off shit and Joe left the chat, you know what he could have done? He could have fucking been like, immediately called me and been like, Dan, like, I'm sorry, you know, I really apologize. I'm sure you don't even want to talk to me. I'm putting something together. But he didn't. He just ran and hid. Sorry, guys. This is the most fucked up thing ever. Like, everybody's going to be charged with criminal charges, and I'm never going away because I can't. I have to do this. I have to finish it. So please, just don't do what like the normal thing has been, and just don't forward this to Joe and say, oh, just got it over to Joe and legal. Even if it is Joe and whoever, Wendy, whatever her name is, the lawyer. Like, you guys have, I'm telling you, I'm not doing this for me. You can go tell them. You can just forward it to them or whatever. But I'm telling you, as the representatives of the union, I'm telling you that the union president is in bed with the company, and you can't trust him. So you have to look into it elsewhere. You guys have to do something else. I'm not asking you to jump on my team. I'm asking you to protect yourselves. I'm just sending this for you guys. And if you don't know anything about it and you do just send it along to Joe, like, well, then, then you're not doing the right thing by the union, because I'm sitting here telling you, like, you need to go elsewhere with this for the sake of you guys and the union. There's nobody else involved but Joe. And I'm not wrong. And even if I was wrong, just do it anyway, and I'll get proven wrong. That's not going to happen. I'd bet everything in the world that that's not going to happen. I can't believe that this just gets crazier and crazier. It's I wanted nothing. That grievance at the DML, I was asking for $48,000, and like, I remember everything that was said and happened in that meeting, and it wasn't a small meeting. Mort was there. You can ask Mort about the super, like, Jamie would not let me. He kept saying, no, hold off on that. I got to talk to Joe first. I was like, you do not need to talk to Joe. I have every right to do this myself. He's like, no, well, I need to talk to Joe first. Well, I need to talk to the union. And I'm like, no. I said, no. I said, I can do this myself. He's like, I need to talk to Joe. He's like, give me 2 minutes and we'll be back. And I said, oh, fucking, okay. Then them two walked out, and I said to Carl Ryan, Mort was in there. I said, this union and being in bed with the fucking company shit is bullshit. It's exactly what this is. Going out there saying, what the fuck's going on, Joe? Why is fucking he pushing this issue? Joe's saying, I can't get him to shut up. Oh, he won't listen. He doesn't listen. And then Jamie's like, this can't happen. And, they're like, oh, got nothing to do. Then they come back in, and he's like, okay, so Jamie asked me about the grievance for full transparency, and I'm going to consider this a third step grievance. We usually go through the normal process. And it's like, again, Joe, you already had the third step grievance with you, Melanie, and Jamie on March 3rd that nobody knows about, that you haven't talked about. And even if that was the third step grievance, all you did was get rid of the DML, not to pay for time work, which was the whole fucking issue. Man, can you imagine what it's like being me and having to do all this? I'm an entire law firm, all the paralegals, multiple different lawyers. I'm the investigator. I'm the law, library. I mean, I'm whatever. I'm the trial attorney. I'm everybody. Like, nobody would ever be able to do what I've done. I can't even believe what I've done and the proof that I have. And I just got to get there. Get somewhere eventually. And man, it's just nuts. And it's funny too, because there's been many times, like, I've said it the whole time, like, I can't believe there's been times I'm like looking out the windows and stuff, like, I'm surprised I haven't been taken out. And I've said that from the very beginning. Once I really started seeing what was going on, probably like a year ago, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if they took me out. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at all. And that I stand by that. Like, I feel like now more than ever, now that it's spreading to Joe and all that extra collusion. Fuck. And in that meeting, that DML one, all I asked was $40,000, something like that, and remove any and all discipline. They did no money, no getting rid of the no work, no pay, even though they removed the DML saying because some of my absences may or may not have been due to disability, they're removing the DML. You guys saw the letter, I believe, from Andrew Bellevue. It was on August 1st of 2023. So that was their reasoning. They said they applied with all applicable laws, rules, and everything like that. But they removed it, claiming that it appears it's come up that my absences had to do with a disability. Okay. Does that have to do with a DML? That wasn't part of the DML. That's part of the no work, no pay that they brushed right through in 30 seconds at the beginning of the meeting, telling me it'd be terminated if I was ever had another absence. The DML was about call-in issues, because I missed 2 calls for the first time ever in my career, like the week earlier, because my phone was fucked up. It was about that. It was about claiming that I was tardy, attendance issues with coming in late, claiming that I left early one day, and I have all the text messages from Carl and Ryan about all of these issues. So, and I told them everything I was doing, and they confirmed it. And there was one other thing regarding the DML. It wasn't absences. I've done everything that I've could this whole entire time, to not have my shit spread to anybody or anything else. But no, I have to raise and cause issues with clerks, and now I've kept the union out. Now, like, what the fuck? I guess that's it. I'm telling you. Man. And when they don't give me anything tomorrow, that's the other thing. Like, you guys gotta get a hold of somebody like now. Like somebody else other than Joe and whoever he's currently dealing with. If it's just one attorney, or if you guys don't even know, you're just sending it to him and then he's saying he's going over it with the attorney. You gotta do something now, because when when they say no tomorrow by 5 p.m., because the company's just gonna foot the bill for them, and because they don't want me getting money, they think I'm gonna cave if I don't. I'm not gonna cave and settle on. I wouldn't cave and settle on $5 million just because I'm never going to be able to work again in the rest of my life. Ever. No one's ever hiring me. It's going to trickle down to my kids' names. They might have trouble getting hired. $5 million? No. Absolutely not. What if I get sued like a year later for something and that $5 million disappears? I can't get a job again. It's just the way it is. So, fuck. This is fucked up. Sorry for getting everyone else involved. I didn't get anybody involved. Fuck Stick. It's all on fucking Joe. I guess I'm sorry that I'm somebody that refuses to have stuff done wrong to him, and I'll go to a level nobody's ever seen before and making sure I make it right and learn everything I can and do everything that I can do. Because this would have never happened. This would never happen again. Nobody would ever. It's just unbelievable. So, holy fuck. Then again, I don't care if you just send it to Joe or if you're all in on it, which I truly do not believe, but even just sending it to Joe, if that's what you choose to do, I'll send it to Joe. The only reason I'm reaching out to you guys, like, come tomorrow when they refuse, like, I'm gonna be everywhere saying this. I'm telling you guys so you guys can protect you guys and the union. That's it. That's the only reason I'm just sending this to the four of you, because I will be saying it to everybody as it goes forward, unless I can't even take a settlement. I don't know if I could take the money if they did offer it to me and waive I wouldn't be able to. I don't know if I'd be able to. I have to. I don't have any money, but then what's going to happen? Just going to keep going, and Joe's just going to keep doing all the shit? Which I could take the settlement. No, I could take the settlement, and you guys are aware, and you guys need to do whatever you got to do, and whatever. So if Joe comes to me and says, yeah, we're going to give you the money, I'll just say, oh, okay, thanks, and I'll shut up. But now you guys know about what's really going on, so you guys can handle whatever you got to handle just on your end. My end's done. I'm shut up. I'm confidential. I don't know. But just, yeah. Fuck. It's just fucked. I'm sorry. Take care. I mean, I say don't get back to me, but, like, I'm not going to dime you guys out, or, like, there's nothing to dime out about. You guys have every right to ask me questions. I'll talk to you if you want. Like, whatever. I ain't going to say shit to anybody, other than like, whatever avenue you guys are pursuing to, like, protect yourselves. Like, if you talk to some other attorney or the national and they want to talk to me and me show them what I got, everything's going to come out tomorrow anyway, though, when they fucking refuse. And it's beyond civil. Like, I've said that to my email to the board of directors. It was, I'm going to pursue filing a private criminal complaint, and I am still against the company, but it's like I'm juggling 17,000 different things, so I haven't had time to get down. I have to go to, like, a hidden court. Like, I got to go to, like, the smallest district court to do it, because you just bring your evidence and your complaint. You have to only have enough evidence for probable cause. I get evidence that without beyond a reasonable doubt, like, I have everything. So I'm like, no magistrate judge would say that there wasn't probable cause, and then it goes to the district attorney and they take over. And they investigate into the allegations, and they add charges and everything else. But they're in bed with everybody anywhere, so I gotta do research and strategically find out, like, the smallest court, the least affiliated magistrate, and a magistrate, it's a clerk. So they're in, and but it's the whole thing. I'm going to send you the email that I sent to the board and all the criminal charges involved. Now it's even worse, because biggest thing in there, I'm not filing in the state court anymore if they don't settle with me tomorrow. I'm going to the NLRB, like I said, and then I'm going to federal court because it's fucking racketeering and fucking RICO charges, because it's fucking conspiracy to commit fraud. It's conspiracy to inflict intentionally inflict emotional distress. It's conspiracy to commit criminal harassment. It's fucking, you're talking like the biggest fucking criminal penalties that you fucking, it's one of those cases you hear. I just wanted to be left alone. That's all I wanted. And I can't believe that it still is escalating and it's never stopped. Like, and it's because they never lose, and they always think, like, someone will stop. I can't stop. I literally can't get a job. It's like the way it is. And yeah, so I'll send you the email that I sent the board of directors. Oh, and I'll send you the. I just found, again, I always find more stuff. I mean, you would think I'd have every document in the world by now, but I just found their National Grid's, the company-wide whistleblowers protections and ethics. Now, company-wide meaning it's not just National Grid, like, it's any piece of National Grid. I think it's even if it's even for companies that National Grid owns like 10 to 20% of fall under this. And just read the first page and about the board and everything. And fuck, man. I think that's it. I mean, I could keep talking. I'm sorry again that everyone has to now deal with something they never thought they'd have to deal with. But yeah, so like, if you don't want to talk to me back, if you don't want to even respond, or if you do want to respond, or you want to ask me more questions, like, I'm here. Feel free. I'll gladly provide you with whatever I can. But that meeting, that DML meeting, was bad. And I have notes of every single line that was said, by who it was said, and everything that happened at that meeting. And I've gone over that many times, 50 times. But with every time something changed, and the pieces come more clearly, and I didn't know about how they just kind of brushed through that DML, not the DML, the no work, no pay thing, how they brushed through that in the first 5 minutes. I didn't realize. I knew they were trying to fire me and everything. Like, I came back, but I didn't realize, and I knew they left the no work, no pay in place, but I didn't realize how strategic it was, and how Joe, that's when I lost it in the meeting, because I didn't let him talk the whole time. And at the end, I think I said something about the pay for time work, and then Jamie said something. Then Joe was like, all right, so, well, I mean, putting the pay for time work aside, because I believe that, I never should have been on paid for time work. And he goes, oh, Danny, let me talk. Putting that aside, that I consider that a separate issue. I go, I never had an unexcused absence. And he goes, Danny, let me talk. And I said, no. I said, I don't want you to speak for me. I don't need you to speak for me. And then the room went silent. And then that's when they went out and had the little meeting. Jamie was like, why don't you talk to Joe first before you go on about your grievance? And then my whole grievance, I laid everything out. It's word for word. Everything that up to that point I had been saying. I gave laws, statutes, company policy. And then March 3rd meeting happened. Nobody knows, and just everything else. This is so fucked up. It's unbelievable that there's been 25 different things that have happened. And you would think there's no way it could get crazier than this, and I'm still saying it to this day. So, reach out if you want. I'm here. I know everything. Unfortunately, it's just fucked. It's just fucked. I don't even know what else. I don't even know how to end this. It's so fucked. Like, end this video. So, look elsewhere other than Joe. Verify without going to him or whoever he claims he's been speaking to. Don't just you need to speak to somebody. You can't just take his word for it. Oh, I'm talking to so-and-so and so-and-so. You can't take just Wendy's word, like, oh, I'm taking care of it. Like, no, that never works. Oh, all right. I gotta go proceed with this and the 17 other things, including the judges and everything ruling against everything I have now, saying that it's got no merit, and a huge thing that I filed, and I gotta go to like a different uppity court, the biggest court of them all, to like go after this court. This is fucked up. This is fucked up. All right. Unless maybe I'm wrong, and then Joe's just like, no, that's true, and we're giving him the money tomorrow. It doesn't still mean it's not true. I know it's true. Otherwise, he'd tell me what happened at the meeting. He'd tell you guys what happened at the March 3rd. Not even tell you guys. He has to tell me. He can't tell you guys and not tell me. If he only tells you guys, he's fucking lying. No fucking union or attorney in the world would fucking tell a union president to continue to violate fucking the NLRB and the LMRA and fucking everything else. It's not the way it goes. Nobody would say that. It's aiding and abetting. It's like, what the fuck? Sorry to ruin your day. My even though the past 800 something days of mine have been ruined, I'm not looking to ruin anybody's day. I'm looking to ruin Joe's and the company's like I have been. But that's it. I'd tell you if I got something on you. I'm not shy. I'll show everything. I'll say everything. And I'll confidently say, too, if one of you does know about it, I don't have anything. And if I don't have anything, that means nobody does. So unless you have text messages that, like, between you and Joe talking about it, like, just fucking delete your phone. Throw it away. Fucking whatever. If Joe, then it's your word against Joe's. I'm not looking at fucking, I don't care about any of that. Fuck. Bye. Sorry, but bye.